in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth, the Power of the Progressive News Show with Les BS3. I am your host, Marlon, and as you can see, I am solo dolo tonight. Diaz is still taking care of all the family fun things, and Anna, unfortunately, is a little under the weather, so hoping that she feels better. But I started this show off solo, so I'm good. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and look through the news of the week, including a breaking news that just happened reported about 2 hours ago. We're also going to go into the second hour with an Am I the A-Hole, a Mafia video of the week, and of course, Foxy's videos of the week. Let's see what we got out there. Parker said, hey, what's up? It's getting close to summer when the sun is still out, when the show starts, it feels like it should still be 5 or 6 o'clock. I know. I really, really know. It's creepy. It's something I have to get used to. Afrosine said, catching y'all while heading out to perform. Well, congratulations again. Knock it out of the park, Afra. I know you'll do good. Parker said, that's cool, Afra. Good luck with whatever you are performing. And she just saying, oh, thank you. Oh, feel better, Anna. And thank Parker. Coming back, LOL Parker. I like late sunsets. I get to soak up more rays or try. I don't know. We've been gone since 11 o'clock or 11:15. We just got back like 2 hours ago. We've been out and about. So we done soaked up enough sun and enough traffic and enough fumes and everything else. But anyway, without further ado, let's get this party started. So we're going to start off with some breaking news. This happened about 2 hours ago. Reports coming out of Washington. And this breaking news is about former President Joe Biden.
We are continuing our breaking news coverage here on NBC News Now. If you're just joining us, to recap here, former President Biden, we've learned, has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, according to a statement released by his personal office just in the last 5-10 minutes here. They say the diagnosis was made on Friday, and they call it a more aggressive form of the cancer. They do say it appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. The former president is 82 years old. He is apparently, we understand, in Wilmington as he and his family are reviewing treatment options now. I want to go to our White House correspondent, Yamiche Alcindor, who is joining us now from the White House. What else do we know, Yamiche?
Well, we don't know much else other than what you just laid out, which is that the former president is now dealing with prostate cancer. I've been talking to a source familiar with the president's thinking as well as his family's thinking, and they tell me that he's meeting with a number of doctors and considering multiple treatment options. They also tell me that the cancer that he has seems to possibly be effective at being treated with hormone therapy for cancer, though, as I said, a number of treatment options here are being looked at. Of course, the president has been facing a lot of scrutiny and had been facing a lot of scrutiny at the tail end of his term, with some saying that he was looking not as healthy, with his cognitive issues also being questioned. But now we have this sad news of the president having prostate cancer. We are also seeing lawmakers already starting to send prayers to President Biden, who of course had a decades long career in politics. So a lot of people in DC are saying that they are really thinking of the president, praying for the president, and hoping for the best. Hallie.
So, like I said, I was breaking 2 hours ago. I was actually putting the show together with all the stuff that I already had, and it came across my feed. So, yeah, cancer sucks. And it can hit anybody at any level, race, creed, color, religion, finance, doesn't matter. But, you know, I hope he gets better. I really do. Oh, wow. Okay. This is why we need a woman president. Don't think that's how cancer work, Parker. Think race, creed, color, sex. Don't think it's going to change because there's a woman, but any excuse to do to get a woman as president, but okay. But let's go ahead and move on to the next story, which is the story about Trump getting a new plane from country in the Middle East that he visited last week or probably during this week. Now, that country also received a $300 billion contract, Boeing contract. And everybody is saying that that's the reason why the country is now going to give Trump this plane. Well, you dig a little deeper, you realize that one hand does wash the other, but it's a little twist to it.
Why the Qataris are happy to dump their 747 on Trump. The royal family of Qatar, owner of one of the largest private jet fleets in the world, has been quietly getting rid of some of its biggest planes. It may have found the perfect taker for one of its Boeing 747 jumbo jets in President Donald Trump, who has been frustrated with the multi-year delays in replacing Air Force One. While many have speculated that the Qataris have offered Trump the luxurious plane to curry favor with the famously transactional president, there may be a simpler rationale. They just don't want it anymore. The royals have failed to sell the plane, which was put on the market in 2020, according to an archived listing. Giving it away could save Qatar's rulers a big chunk of change on maintenance and storage costs, aviation experts told Forbes. Making Trump happy would be an added bonus. Qatar, which has given away another blinged-out 747 and may have mothballed 2 more, epitomizes the fading demand for these huge, fuel-guzzling, highly personalized airplanes. There aren't many who want to buy them, and many of the governments and royal families who own them have been trying to ditch them over the past decade. Linus Bauer, managing director of the Dubai-based aviation consulting firm BAA and Partners, told Forbes, quote, "Qatar, like many modern states, is shifting toward leaner, more versatile aircraft, which offer better economics and more discreet presence for official travel." He elaborated that giving the plane to Trump would be, quote, "a creative disposal strategy that marks, quote, a farewell to a bygone model of geopolitical theater in the skies." The arid peninsula off Saudi Arabia in the Persian Gulf, similar in size to Connecticut, boasts deep reserves of oil and gas that have made the country the 4th wealthiest in the world by per capita GDP and enriched its rulers, the House of Thani. The family has plowed some of their wealth into an extravagant fleet of roughly a dozen Airbus and Boeing airliners converted into luxurious rides for a small number of passengers, as well as smaller business jets from Bombardier and Dassault. That includes the 747 coveted by Trump, which was given the tail number A7HBJ, the initials of billionaire Hamad bin Jassim bin Jaber Al Thani, who served as Prime Minister of Qatar from 2007 to 2013. It's one of 3 747-8s currently in the Royal Air Fleet, which is managed by an entity called Qatar Amiri Flight. When the plane was bought in 2012, its list price was $367 million, not including the interior, which took 3 years to complete and likely cost tens of millions of dollars.
One of the parts that I had to cut out of the video is after the plane was converted, it significantly cut how many people it was actually being able to get on the plane. It went from the hundreds, like the 400s that you could put on there, all the way down to 89, 90 people, because it had everything on that plane. 6 bedrooms, I know I remember. I'm pretty sure it's a kitchen and everything else. That's how luxurious they was making it. But as you can see, how it always been with the rich, with the wealthy, one hand washing the other. It's just the Qatars was going to get rid of this plane anyway. They didn't want it. They're moving into more mainstream, cost-effective ways of transportation. So you get rid of the gas guzzling, overpowered mansion in the sky. What better country to give that to than the United States? What better person to give that to is Trump. Every wannabe dictator has to have the best of the best. This is no different. Trump has always been wanting to be idolized by this country. You know how many times we've had to, the country, the military has had to tell him, no, we cannot do what they do in North Korea. We cannot have a military parade with a bunch of military tanks rolling down Main Street of Washington. Why? Because the tanks weigh tons and will tear the road up. This man still wants it, though, to tell you the truth. He still wants a military parade. Why? Because that's why. Now, me and Theus was talking the other day because a commentator on Fox said, this looks bad. The aesthetics of a country giving Trump a plane for a $1 billion contract, I don't like it because of the aesthetics. So a lot of times, all of a sudden, a lot of MAGA is actually pushing back on Trump about this situation. In which I replied back, saying something bad about Trump every 10th corrupt thing that he does is not really saying anything bad about Trump. And even this guy didn't really say anything about Trump. He didn't say it was bad that the Trump got a plane out of the contract. He just said the aesthetics, the look of it doesn't, shouldn't, it's not right. So anyway, let's see what we got out here. Parker, I knew what you were saying. Women can't get prostate cancer. I'm just saying, but they can get other cancers. That's why I said cancer, not prostate cancer. Doesn't work that way. Cancer can be in any form, but I get what you're saying. And hey, almost had a woman president, so we saw how that went. And look who we're talking about now. They are building a second Trump tower in Saudi Arabia. Why not? Okay. But the original plane definitely had less seating for passengers, and not everyone flew. Now they are packing with seats and keep squeezing more seats and fees in. Yeah. Yeah. But it's Trump for the last couple of months now. I'm saying reports are coming out that he wants to remodel the presidential plane, Air Force One, and they just keep pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. So now he just wants his very own Air Force One, his plane, which obviously means when he leaves out of office, the Air Force One he has goes with him because it's his plane, and MAGA will chew it up like, oh, look, that's how powerful he was. That was his plane, and he allowed the government to use it because that's how giving he is. He shares it with both Republicans and Democrats. Not Democrats, but that's how powerful. Same president, same yada yada yada. It's nothing different. It's the same ploy. It's just going to get worse in a way because now they have a blueprint from his first time he was in office, and I just want to report it about how ridiculous it is, but he's not running the country in a freaking way, so it don't matter. Project 2025 is running the country, and that's why I say everybody be prepared because it's going to get worse. Y'all have the same opportunity to read the same report. Y'all know what the game plan is and what they're going to do. Just prepare yourself for it. Newark, New Jersey mayor, who was arrested by ICE, got his first day in court.
Newark Mayor Ras Baraka went before a federal judge today, and he claims he's being politically targeted. All this stems from that arrest at Delaney Hall, that ICE detention center. News 4 investigative reporter Sarah Wallace has more from court.
A defiant Mayor Ras Baraka greeted by hundreds of supporters as he emerged from the federal courthouse in Newark today. He says he was fingerprinted, his mugshot taken again after being first arrested by Homeland Security investigations last week, accused by government officials of storming a nearby ICE detention center operated by a private company.
We cannot arrest people simply because they disagree with us. We cannot target people because their political views are separate from ours. That, ladies and gentlemen, is authoritarianism.
This week, the mayor released videos that he says prove he was let through a gate by a security guard at Delaney Hall and then calmly exited later when asked to do so. He was with 3 local members of Congress who were conducting an oversight visit. Only Baraka arrested. The acting U.S. attorney in Newark, Alina Habba, was greeted by a chorus of boos as she arrived at court this morning with other government attorneys. She had claimed in an earlier social media post that after trespassing, Baraka ignored multiple warnings from Homeland Security to leave the property. This is body-worn camera footage released late today from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, showing the chaos as officers in fatigues wrestled the mayor away in handcuffs. Prosecutors said today they do plan to pursue their case against Baraka.
It is silly, it's petty, it's unlawful. Get rid of it. You're not going to pressure me with this case. Get rid of it.
The mayor's attorneys say they have seen no government documents justifying the rationale for his arrest, and they want any material turned over immediately. From Newark Federal Court, Sarah Wallace, News 4 New York.
And just to piggyback off of what was said, and you're never going to see any documents. They've said what they've already said. It was trespassing. That's it. Ross Baraka was trespassing. We had to handcuff them and take them into the detention center. We all know it's a lie. We get it's a lie, but that's what they're going to say. I told this is the government that was voted for. They no longer have to give you a credible excuse for what they're doing. They don't have to give you an excuse, period. They have the power now to do what they want to do, and that is arrest their enemies. That's it. They may give you something to talk about. They may say something, but they don't have to. And a lot of times they don't. You think about the town hall meetings that the Republicans are holding now and getting creamed in. And what's the first thing that the Speaker of the House says? Oh, that's just Democratic actors taking over the town hall meeting. They will never take responsibility for what they're doing. And they're not going to stop doing what they're doing. They have no reason to. It is part of the plan. Project 2025 is all part of the plan. And as long as they have the power, they're going to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, because what they really want to at the end is chaos. Because remember, one part of those plans is martial law. We have to rile up the people enough to put even more authority in the streets, to arrest more people for no reason, to have no press conference on why we did it, and keep doing it until we can fully either take control of this country completely or make enough people bow down, take the knee. That's it. That's the plan. I mean, it's about as fundamental as I can make it, but that's pretty much the plan. It's not hard. The hard part is all the stuff they have to do it, but that's pretty much the plan. And it's not working at the rate they think it is. I'm not saying it's not working, but it's not working at the rate that they expect it to. But again, we haven't got into the hot parts of the summer, which is usually when we have the most chaos. Always, crime always go up in the summer. Crime always goes down in the winter. Always been like that. Even though statistics, I knew I wasn't gonna say that word. Even though historically the crime rate in the country has fallen dramatically. So, but they're not gonna bring that up in a way. But anyway, yeah. And then you have Trump out there saying maybe the little girl can get $2 instead of the 30, referring to tariffs raising prices, and yet he gets handed a jet. Yep, right. But funny thing about it is that not all billionaires? Is that not every last one of them who have the CEOs of Fortune 500 companies who have absolutely no problem paying the workers minimum wage while they work whenever they want to, however they want to, go home with millions, buy whatever they want to, and that's normal. That's normal. And I'm not saying when I say stuff like that, well, you don't think CEOs work hard? Yeah, I think they work hard. Do I think they work as hard as the workers that's on the floor? Heck no. And I never will, because you don't. You, even the CEO, what they say, they work hours and they work longer hours than everybody else. You can't say that about they work into day and night. Yeah, but you know what the big difference between a CEO and the workers on the floor? The CEO made the decision to work that many hours. The workers on the floor did not make that decision, because to not make that decision means they don't get to eat. They don't get to keep a roof over their family head. They don't get clothing. They don't get the very small health insurance that they can get. So no, they get what they get until they can get something better. So no, you can miss me with that. A CEO who works 12, 13, 15 hours, you ain't got to, and you know you don't. But the worker who work at 12, 15 hours a day, yeah, they're doing it for survival. See the difference between the two? They can't afford to work a steady 8 hours. CEOs can. CEOs can work a steady 2 hours and still survive. True, but I also don't think most billionaires would impose those crazy tariffs that hurt the economy and their own business. No, probably not. Unless you're into the school of this is market manipulation, where the market will go down, the prices of stock will go down as low as it is before a economic crash, and somehow he'll rethink the tariffs, and maybe he'll overthink it, and me and China, me and Canada, me and whoever came together at a table and thought to ourselves that maybe we can work together now, so maybe we don't need all those tariffs, and then you'll see the stock market go back up. Meanwhile, those same stock prices that was really down, guess who's buying those stocks while they was really, really low? The people who could afford to buy those stocks when they was really, really low. Now they're going really, really up. Trump is just one of the dumber billionaires. Yeah, he's one of them. Hey. Yeah, that's a good point. I have no idea what the good point was. I was just rambling off with my mouth as usual. But anywho, let's move on to the final story of the first hour. We are rolling through it. Here comes judge's orders.
A federal judge has just ordered the release of Badr Khan-Suri, a Georgetown researcher who was detained by the Trump administration 2 months ago.
Badr Khan-Suri now becomes the third person to be released by a federal judge after some time in immigration detention, all of whom have been held for the same reason, that according to Secretary of State Rubio, their behavior poses some potentially serious adverse consequences for the foreign policy of the United States, all of them being student activists. And I'm talking about Mohsen Madawi, Rumeysa Ozturk, both of whom have been released from ICE detention by Vermont federal district court judges, and now Badr Khan-Suri becoming the third of these student activists. Badr Khan-Suri is a Georgetown postdoctoral researcher who was teaching a seminar of 5 students, and when he was detained by ICE, allegedly his first comments were, "What about my students? Who's going to teach them?" His wife saying at a press conference just a few minutes ago that she would like to hug the federal judge who made that decision today. Here's what they said.
Your support restores my hope for freedom, my trust in justice, not only for Badr, but for all students and academics and all oppressed around the world. Hearing the judge's words brought tears to my eyes. I wish I could give her a heartful hug from me and from my 3 children who long to see their father.
Badr Khan-Suri was a person who made a bunch of social media posts expressing his support for Palestinians and expressing that he believed that what Israel was doing to folks in Gaza constituted a genocide. The judge saying today he does not pose a flight risk. There was no justification for holding him indefinitely, and he should be released from a Texas detention facility within the day. We'll stay on top of that for you.
So Suri, another college activist, was arrested, detained by ISIS, and again, not to beat a dead horse, but we hear the same stuff over again. These same people who are protesters against what's going on at the Gaza Strip, against Palestinians, they're the same thing. They're a danger to the country in some type of way that I can't explain to you right now, but we just feel like they pose a danger somehow. Again, I just said it a few minutes ago. They ain't got to give you a real reason. They just got to say words. They're a danger. What's the danger? We don't know what the danger is, and you're not allowed to ask that question. To the country. How? We don't know, but we can't tell you because that's top secret. And we felt like this for a long time. You haven't even been in office for a year, so how do you put that stuff together so fast? Press conference over. Do you arrest somebody else you don't like? Say the same speech. And if you get a question that you don't like, fake news, un-American, Trump hater, you support Palestinian, over and over and over and over and over. It gets tiring, folks. It really do get very tiring, but the folks out there glad that Biden has cancer are troubled. I saw it coming. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. Hey, Tracy, I haven't seen that yet. I'm not shocked about it. I mean, the same people who was hoping Trump got shot is no different than the people who glad Biden got cancer. I have no love lost for Trump. I don't want the man to get shot. I have no love lost against Biden, but y'all know how I feel about cancer, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody, including Trump. But you have people out there who troubled is the right word for it. they're troubled. It's coming from the leftists. Okay, there it is on the left too. Who cares? Like I said, I don't care if it was coming from the Republican side. I don't care if it was coming from the right. If you want that for somebody, you're just a sick human being. We can take politics completely out of this. If you wish cancer on somebody, you are a terrible human being. Let's just look at it on face value. Just the human part about you. I don't care about your social status. I don't care about your economic status. I don't care about your political status. I don't care about nothing like that. Something is wrong with you if you hope somebody gets cancer. If you hope somebody gets shot. Something is wrong with you. It's people who want karma. That's not karma. You know what's funny about people who act like this? When you come up with some of the dumbest reasons why you feel the way you feel, you know you're wrong. And you're just coming up with certain ways, certain reasons, any stupid thing to get people to be on your side. Why would you do that? Because you know you're wrong. Can you help how you feel? No, you can't help how you feel. They think he deserves it because of the 1994 crime bill, Gaza, etc. And have these people who wasn't even here during the 1994 crime bill, who couldn't point out Gaza on a map and all the other situations. Again, you could take politics out of this whole situation. Stop using politics as your reason where you would hope another human being gets cancer. That's full crap. You so care about the Gaza Strip and the Palestinian people that you wish the people that will support them will get cancer. Make it make sense. Try me. Make it make sense. And this was correct. The 1994 crime bill was a heinous crime bill who was celebrated by the black community because they got sick of the crime in 1994. I don't know why I said 1996. The 1994 crime bill. It was at the beginning celebrated it because it was tearing up black communities. Now, it didn't last long, the celebration, but it was celebrated, which means even during that time, nobody did the research on it. Now that you have had time for it to mellow in and you see the results of the 94 crime bill, now we have an enemy and they're wrong and we need to get rid of them. And what's the best? Let me see how we can get rid of them decades later. Cancer. Any excuse to do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, DACA-phobic individual, that is our first hour. We're going to go ahead and get into our second hour with the Am I the A-Hole, a Mafia video. We get in the show off with a Foxy's video of the week. 3-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
I could take a break from this world, running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly, take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. be dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising. I'm soaring above it. It all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I had to burn you. I'm rising. I'm soaring above it. It all. I just wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
We are back, and without further ado, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Tracy Media Group is sponsoring a all-black female panel on the state of our nation, our voices, and our future. That date is Saturday, June 7th, 2025, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please help and support her and all of that. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. Please do not forget to go to Thea's website, OurUnitedCore.com, Communities Build Movement. And if you need to reach me, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com. And let's go ahead and get into the Baba Hart Hour. Tracy said Marlon is solo again. Yep. Diaz is still doing the family thing. I think today was a graduation and Anna was not feeling well. So I can do it. I started this whole show doing solo, so I got it. Am I the a-hole? This one is going to be a good one. Only one child, and my daughter was born first.
I, 39 female, have 3 kids with my husband, 46, our 2 boys, 13 and 12, and our girl, 10. Before we became parents, my husband and I were one and done, meaning we only wanted one child, and we wanted a girl. And if our first child would have been a girl, she would have very likely been an only child. However, I am beyond thankful that we had to try 3 times. I love my boys and wouldn't trade them in for anything in the world, but the truth is that we only tried 3 times because the first and second one weren't girls. Yesterday, my boys were picking on their little sister. Normally, they adore her, but yesterday they would not stop making fun of her. They said something like we should put her up for adoption because she is the last one. They were obviously joking, but it upset their sister to the point where she had tears in her eyes. I told them to knock it off again and again, but they continued. In the end, I said that they should be thankful that their sister is the youngest one because I only wanted a girl, and they would not be here if I had my daughter first. They looked at me in horror. My oldest one asked me if this is really true, and I said yes. I know it was harsh and hurtful, but they were bullies. My younger son started to sob, and the older called me a bitch. They ran to the other room. When I told my husband what happened, he called me an absolute asshole and nut job for telling our sons the truth. When I begged him to help me to comfort them, he told me to F off And now he and the boys are not talking to me and the boys are ignoring their sister. Am I the astronaut? Edit, they have now started to push their sister around. I'm considering leaving with her for a few days so everybody can calm down. I will start looking for therapy.
Lady, nobody's going to come and help you out with this. I get so sick and tired of hearing, but it's the truth. But it's the truth. But it's the truth. You took children and told them the only reason you are on this planet, the only reason that you are here is because we really, truly wanted the girl. First of all, I'm calling you a liar because you said in your story, we, as in your husband and you, wanted a girl. I don't think the husband could give a rat's butt what child it was going to be, what sex the child was going to be. He just wanted children. He wanted children with you. But let's go with your statement. They're upset with the truth. If you was telling the truth just to get it out there, which I'm pushing it because I have no idea why you would say something like that. I do know in this context, but if you were just telling the truth, I don't know what context I could even put that in. But you wasn't telling the truth just to tell the truth. You told the truth so you can weaponize it. You told the truth so you can find a way to hurt these kids so they can stop hurting your little girl. And when it backfired on you, when they didn't bow down and cry and leave your little girl alone and kiss her butt and everything else, now you want somebody else, aka the father of these same boys, to come in and be your knight in shining armor and fix what you destroyed. I don't believe in bullying. I don't even think they was bullying. Siblings do and say stupid things to their siblings. Is it funny to them at the time? No, it's not. But I got two daughters right now who did that all the time, and I guarantee you, if somebody was to mess with them, either one of them right now, the other one will be over there in a heartbeat to help. It's sibling rivalry. That's what they do. The best thing that you could have did in that situation was remove the issue. Okay, boys, you need to go to your room. You need to stay in there until you figure out how to talk respectfully to your sister. No, you just went over there and go, stop doing that. Stop messing with your sister. Sweet. Leave your little sister, your little princesses alone. Go look at TV. Look, you better be lucky that they even here, that she's here, because if she was the first one, y'all would have never been here at all. Oops. But it's the truth. It's the truth. The truth hurts, but it's still the truth. I don't care if you're 12 and 13. It's still the truth. Oh, it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Shoot. Now, I need somebody to fix this issue for me. And I'm pretty sure this is not the first time this has happened. So, and FYI, I have no idea why you think removing the girl out of this situation, because now they're pushing around, which I disagree on completely too. You need to keep, but you should teach your 13-year-old of all people, the oldest in the group, keep your hands off other people. But I don't care how bad you are, you don't touch other people. That's something that should have been ingrained in them a long time ago. Obviously, you didn't do it, or your father didn't do it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I don't agree with them putting their hands on their daughter. But removing them from the situation till things cool down, you have no idea what that's going to be. You have no idea when that's going to happen. You have no idea if it ever is going to happen. You have no idea if that was the plan to begin with, for that little girl and you to leave this house. So, OP, you are the a-hole. You should have done that. And bless your heart. Good luck. He's called his mama a what? Called his mama a bitch. I don't agree with that either. I don't know how you would get away with it regardless of how bad you are either, but yeah, he sure did. Those are things you shouldn't tell your kids. Absolutely not. At all. Period. I think, and Dustin said, I can see in context where they was older and you told them the truth about this. I disagree. I don't know what time frame would be a good time frame for you to tell them that. You don't have to tell them that. There is no reason for you to tell them that. Fathers do want daughters too, just not just moms. Didn't hear the story. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying she said if we just have that, we decided to have one daughter and we decided that it was a girl that we wanted. But we did not get a girl the first. So the oldest of the siblings was not a girl. So we kept trying because the first two kids were boys. And what I was pushing back on is the we part, the wife and the husband. I believe she wanted to be one and done with a girl. He, the father, couldn't give a rat's ass the sex of the child. She was the one that said, if I have a girl, we done. I don't want no more. Nope, I got what I wanted. The father just feel like, I don't care if it's a girl. I don't care if it's a boy. I don't care. It's, hey. Some sibling rivalries are harmless. Others are dangerous or deadly. Yeah. And it got dangerous and deadly when the two boys started pushing around the girl. But the first sibling rivalry was just smack talk. If you knew how many times, and my older daughter still does it now to the middle daughter. She still does it now. Well, you know what? I'm so glad that Mom found you in the trash can, but I love you now. You know, we cleaned you up nicely, and now you're part of the family. And she does it now, and she's in her 30s. My oldest daughter, my middle daughter is about to be 30, in her 30s. She still does it now. It's evil crap being said, but it's still just, it's just them. I'm disagreeing that the father didn't care about the sex. Plenty want boys and girls and try again when they get only boys or girls first two times. No, what I'm trying to say is, I'm saying that, and I'm just guessing, of course. I don't know these people's lives. I'm saying I don't believe that the father would say, I want a girl and it's one and done. But for me, but I see what you're saying, because that means for me to say that, I have to also believe that I can't say if he had a boy, he would be one and done either. And I don't listen to a whole bunch of Reddit stories, which is not real life, I know, but it does get ingrained in you sometimes that when you read a lot of them, that, yeah, there's a lot of guys that will say, I want an heir to what? I have no idea. And I want us, and the only heir there could be is a son. So I see your point. I could be completely wrong. I just don't like this lady. So that's why I said it's hard for me to believe that she's speaking for both of them. I understand what you're saying. I'm saying lots of fathers want boys and girls too. Yeah, I got boys and girls. I'm just saying, like, I don't feel like the majority. Let's put it to you like that. I'm not saying that it's not always like that. The dynamics of what you want your children to be like is so funny between family and family. Like, yeah, I want 2 kids. And then, okay, let's break that down. I want 2 kids. I want 2 boys. No, I want 2 girls. No, I want the first child to be a boy and I want the second child to be a girl. No, I want the first child to be a girl. I want the second child to be a boy. No, I want twins and then I'm done. No, I want 2 sets of twins so I can dress them up all the time. The dynamics is so mixed. I'm just talking about this lady. Just this one right here that just comes off as somebody who the girl is the princess. Now, maybe not, to be honest with you. Maybe she did the best she can and she just made a terrible mistake. That's fine. Every parent is not always going to get it right, regardless of how many kids wish they did. They're not. And I don't have an issue with that either. You're going to get some things wrong. What I don't like is what she did was run to the father after she made the mistake and want the father to correct the mistake. Like, lady, own it. You're the one that said it. Now own it. You didn't. The father wasn't there when you said it, so it wasn't a front against the boys when the father and the mother was there. No, you said it as an individual. Now you want to bring in somebody else to fix your mistake. It's not how parenting works. Sorry, not how it works. You need to own it. You need to fix it with your boys. And you didn't fix it to the point where, just like Alfred said, others are dangerous and deadly, and it got dangerous and deadly. You didn't even fix it. You just hope, I guess, that it will go away. And no, it's not going to go away. That's very damning to a child 12 and 13 at that age. That is very damaging to hear stuff like that. No. I want twins so I can dress them alike. Oh, God, yeah, Tracy, are you kidding me? Yes. Yes. They can dress them alike and all this other stuff that they already have in their head what they want their kids to be. Yeah, oh, yes. And sometimes they don't even say it out loud, Tracy. And by the way, because I saw a Instagram video yesterday or YouTube video yesterday. They got one now where they're not even twins. Like, you can clearly see that the oldest daughter's like 3 years or 2 years older than the youngest daughter. And the mom dressed them alike. Or at least they dress them alike when they go out. They just, oh yeah, yeah. I want twins because I like children better in pairs. Don't know why if I'm crazy enough to do pregnancy and labor more than once. I'm pretty sure there's a thought for that too, Alfred. I'm pretty sure there's a thought for that. I'm pretty sure there's a thought of somebody out there saying, I want 2 kids, and they had twins, and that counts as 2 kids. I'm done. Talk to y'all later. I'm out. And with somebody out there, wide world that we live in, and I hope I have twins so I can be done with it just one shot. Oh, okay. You are that somebody. Okay, yeah. Hey, your body, your choice. I guess I don't think I've ever thought that deep into it, but then again, I didn't think I was gonna have kids, so don't ask me questions. Mafia video of the week. All right, let's go ahead and finish the Mama series with Mama versus Fall.
Yeah, because it's a little chilly in here to me. You ain't chilly? Yeah, I'm chilly. Okay, well, is that what you're wearing? Okay, well, you need at least a little light jacket on your arms. Your arms. You need some on your arms. Did I tell you Walmart had them long johns on sale? You probably need to go down there and get you in a cheering some. Now, I said I was going to get me a new Christmas tree this year. But I'm not. I ain't even gonna fool with that stuff this year. Okay, now who was that died in the fall? Who was that? Somebody died. We was at the football game. In the fall, they died. Somebody died around this time of year. Now, that's a nice wreath you got on your door. Wreath. On your door, it's a nice wreath. Where you get that? Oh, I was gonna say Ross. Okay, now I saw one of those pumpkins on your counter. It's nice. Is that for fall? Okay, because you're not decorating for Halloween, is you? Okay, I was about to say, I know not. I knew you wouldn't. Yeah, they didn't call for us to come down there and do choir rehearsal, but I hope somebody done went in that church and cut that heat on. It'd be cool in that church. Eileen gonna come call me, ask me, did I have a recipe for pumpkin pie? I told her I ain't got no recipe for no pumpkin pie, pumpkin cake, pumpkin soup. I don't deal with pumpkin like that. Now, I did tell her if you want a recipe from me, it's going to be a sweet potato. You understand what I'm saying? Sweet potato. That's all I know. That's all I know. Have you ever had it in my deer chili? I make it every year. Oh, it is delightful. Yep, deer chili. Okay, now when is the twilight savings time? Oh, yeah, it is nice outside. That temperature done dropped. Is perfect. Yeah, you ought to be ready to quit running that air like you're running it. You think? Now, you know it's going to start getting darker earlier. You need to think about that when you be sitting in your car on that phone and you won't get out. You need to think about that. You going to... Okay. Well, I don't understand why she didn't have nothing over her nipples. You see what I'm saying? The weather done got cool. It's cold. You know your nipples are going to do what nipples do. You know, she done had those same nipples all her life. There's no reason why we should see those nipples. No. Okay, well, speaking of fall, I got to get on up here to this hospital. Yeah, Faye, she's in the hospital. She fell. You know, her ankles just ain't what they used to be. Mine ain't either, but, you know, I'm going to get on up here.
Now, that would be my grandmother. Because I'm amazed how they always get... Put something on your arms. What about the rest of your body? The rest of your body don't get cold, just your arms? Okay. Don't make no sense to me. LOL, what's wrong with decorating for Halloween? Because a lot of Christian people do not believe in Halloween at all. Decorating, noticing it, nothing at all. They don't want any part of Halloween. Twilight savings time. Yes, that's what she said. You heard her. You heard exactly what she said. She did every word of it. All right, everybody. Final segment of the night. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and get out of here with a Foxy's videos of the week. All right, we're going to go ahead and start off with the same excuses.
Would I love every black person in this country to get $1 million check and 100 acres of land? Absolutely. Are they owed that amount? 100%, if not more. Black people who would get that, It would bankrupt the whole country.
For the people that built the country to make you that fucking money, all of a sudden now you worried about being bankrupt when you spend trillions of dollars on defense, trillions of dollars on unnecessary, trillions of dollars to send black men, especially to jail, trillions of dollars to drug the fuck up our whole country, trillions of dollars to fuck the food up, to fuck air up, to fuck the water up, trillions of dollars to make people sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker in this country. But you mad? We don't have the money because plain and motherfucking simple, you do not like black people. It is very obvious. For hundreds of years, we've been the most hated. Within that hatred comes the hypocrisy of loving our culture. You've made trillions off of our motherfucking culture. White musicians, all of them, have made money off of black fucking culture. All of rock, all of jazz, all the shit we created from the oppression, which is in itself. The oppression and the fucking abuse and the rape and the putting down of us. We create blues, jazz, rock and roll, reggae, ska. We invent all of that shit. And to top it off, we invent all the mod that you all use. From the video game cartridge, Henry Lawson. We got the pacemaker, Otis Boynton. We have the late Dr. Bath, who created the laser eye surgery. We have Dr. Gladys, who's still alive, who's almost 80 years old, who created GPS. We have the guy who created the algorithm for Instagram, who's a 21-year-old Ghanaian kid. We've done all this shit. Then the internet was discovered by a Nigerian guy in the 80s. Like, we've done all of this innovation, even though we've been shit on and continue to be shit on every motherfucking day, right? Because nobody wants us to live anywhere. Nobody wants us to have this unless we're playing sports for them athletically or sexually satisfying. All black people are good for. We're supposed to be at people's beck and fucking call when they want us to entertain them or make them some kind of money. But if we ask for being autonomously wealthy on our own, being autonomously having our own shit, all of a sudden everybody pitches everybody has a fucking hissy fit. You don't want us in your neighborhood. You don't want us in your schools. You don't want us doing anything. But then when we say, hey, okay, that's cool, because Muhammad Ali said, hey, man, I think we should have our own state. I don't want to live amongst you. Like, well, why not? You don't want us around. You're segregating everything. And then as soon as we want to go, white people start panicking. We don't want to be around you, so you can call us. We're tired of white cops shooting us. We're tired of this pissing contest that these white cops have because they're afraid of black dicks for some reason. Because most of this shit, black dick envy. We're tired of that shit. So what about this? Why don't we just give us what you owe us and we can go on and do our own shit? But no, they don't want that. White folks especially hate autonomous black happiness. They do not like when we are by ourselves doing our own shit. They cannot stand that. They don't even like us in a group. Whites always got to have their hand in our shit. And if they're not part of it, then we're back to being spoons and spades and all this other.
I'll make this short because I'm going to play this again the next time Theus is on the show, because I know he can add a lot more context to it. White people do not want black people to live separately from white people. Why? Because when we then prove that we don't need white people's help in any way, shape, or form, it makes them feel some type of way. Tulsa, Oklahoma, that whole city that was bombed, started off by a simple white man saying he saw a black man from that town whistle at a white woman. You don't think it was planned until you know it was planned, where they have a plane that just so happened to have a bomb on it to drop on the town. Now, that is, again, the excuse they will give you. And even if it was proven wrong, oh my God, it was just a simple mistake. A simple mistake that destroyed a whole town. No, you destroyed a whole town because it was ran by the majority of black people with their black money, black homes, black businesses, black social clubs, black churches, black unions, that they just did not need white help, and that made white people feel a certain way. How dare you build something without our help? I don't want anybody to also think that's an isolated incident. I can't think of it right now, so Parker helped me out about the lake that's in Georgia right now, where if you look under that lake, there's a whole town that used to be black folks too. Flooded them down. You could go down there right now in that lake and see buildings, see cars, see houses. That was a black city, a black town, I should say. That, again, and I think that was the city of, or whatever the city that was in, I think they had a feeling a certain type of way, and they just really needed a lake. And it just so happened to be the perfect place. If you still don't believe it, I'll leave you with this before we go to the next video. Please, everybody, here is your homework for the night. Please go and look up what Central Park was before it was Central Park. That was a city decision because they really needed a big park. It makes white people feel a certain type of way when their hand, when their expertise, when their knowledge, where their skills are simply not needed in a black community that can build it on its own. So what's the best thing to do? Destroy it. What's the best way to keep it that way? Is to make sure you're not ever be able to build it again. The one black insult that you could never ever use on me and a lot of black people is black people are always mad. Fucker, tell me what the hell we got to be happy for. When we have to look at history. What part of history should we be happy about? You can't even look at anything right now because now everything's getting gentrified. Slowly creeping into white people, slowly moving the black people out. But we should be happy about, I guess, living in the greatest country in the world. That was built on the backs of black people, but let's not talk about that. Oh, yes, Godfrey. Yeah, I got to put it in first, but yeah. Central Park was not Central Park. I'm just letting you know. Y'all look it up. Central Park was not start off as Central Park. Just give you a hint there. I googled it. The Georgia one. It is now Lake Lenoir, but the town used to be called Oscarville, and they just really needed that lake, and they really needed it at that location. Just happened to be a coincidence. Just so happened to be a coincidence. Central Park, we just so happened to need a really, 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 really big park. It just so happened to be at this location. I thought even the Tulsa, Oklahoma thing I was talking about. It's a black man that whistled at a white woman. And it just so happened that that black man was from that town. Even if it never even happened, the point was it had to be from that town. He lives in that town. So we don't need to go in and find this guy. No, we need to destroy everything. That's just part one. Because part two is to make sure you never, ever be able to rebuild it again. I remember a while back looking at a video. It was a news clipping of a neighborhood that was going to be built. A family was going to donate their land, lots of acres, just so they could build a really huge neighborhood that was going to be predominantly black. The first thing out of white people's mouth was, that's segregation. That's discrimination. Really? You're not going to tell me y'all been doing this for decades? Keeping black people out of your white neighborhoods? Really? Oh, because we can't prove it. Okay. Let's move on. Because, like I said, I shouldn't have got into a big hissy fit about it, because I'm going to play that for Thea since the next time we come on. Going to the next one. Different voices.
What happens when bill collectors call my phone?
Hello, may I speak to Felicia Hooper?
You have reached Word of Truth Family Church Nigeria. We are not available right now, but the good news is that Jesus is always available 24 hours a day. Man is unreachable, but God is never unreachable for you.
May I speak to Phyllis Hopper, please?
Down Home Southern Insurance Company, we got policies if you die that ain't gonna make your dead gun pockets cry. How can I help you?
I'm looking for Phyllis Hopper.
Oh, honey, I don't have nobody here by that name. I've been working here about 15 years, and I don't think I know nobody. Is that somebody you're trying to get a policy for?
I think I got the wrong number, ma'am.
Okay, baby. Well, hey, while I got you, would you be interested in a dead gun policy? Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Felicia Hooper, please.
Thank you for calling AT&T. I'm talking with new customer. We're running special right now. 256 gigabyte iPhone for $0 down when you are switching from another carrier. Would you like to talk about setting up mobile service today?
Hello, I'm looking for Felicia Hooper.
Thank you for calling the Bell Sweet Factory, where we got the best food in the DFW coming all the way from New Orleans, baby. How can I help you with placing your order today?
So this is not Felicia Hooper?
Oh, no, baby. This Bell Sweet Factory where we got the best food. Now, if you want to place a to-go order, I can help you and everything.
May I speak to Felicia, please?
You're talking to Helga.
This is not Felicia?
You are talking to Helga. I work for the Russian government. If you're not calling about the status of your green card, I cannot help you.
Hi, I'm looking for Felicia Hooper. This is a recorded call.
Thank you for calling Hollywood Nail. You want a McPartment?
I'm sorry, this is not Felicia Hooper.
No, honey, this Hollywood Nail we do special right now. Full set pedicure, only $60. You want me to make you apartment? Hello, honey.
Again, these are Foxy's videos. I just want to support her, and that's what I'm doing. So just don't jump on me. That's all I'm saying. LOL, this is funny. Helga. Why is that always the first name that pops into people's head when they say a Russian woman's name? Helga. Like, even I can go even further. That always seems to be the first name when they say a German woman's name too. Helga. Like, I don't know why. I think it's because funny thing about it is, I think for a while I was looking at Hogan's Heroes for a long time, and that name just keeps wrapping around in my head for so long. Anyway, this is the last video of the night. Again, if you haven't hit that like button, I would truly appreciate it. It's a strange one because I didn't think this was an issue or a problem or even a topic. So I titled it, "Was this a real subject?"
Now that gingers are black, I'd first like to thank the black community for welcoming us with open arms. And secondly, I'd like to humbly submit my application to bring a dish to the cookout. Now, I understand the initial hesitation, but I'd like to present my spice cabinet. Now, my specialties are in barbecuing, and things that I need to work on is soul food, but I think most gingers need help in that department. Thank you for your consideration.
Okay. I don't know what the deal is with gingers and the black community and everything else. I just recently saw another video that I probably show next week about gingers, the black community bringing in gingers because now the gingers are black. I didn't ever do this was a subject or a problem. Number two, dude, I'm going to help you out. There's a lot of black people who need help with their soul food. You ain't the only one. You need that. You need that one dark-skinned mama with the big arms and the heavy-set dude with the big belly who been cooking soul food since 6 months old. You needed to have them teach you how to cook soul food, and then you be straight to go. You need a person who you know, that black mama who always have that big shirt on but never wears a bra, so you can tell exactly where the boobs cut off at. Yeah, you need her to teach you how to do soul food. You'll be straight to go. It's gonna be loud because that's how they teach you how to cook soul food, but it's they're not being mean to you. They're not. They're just very passionate on how they want you to cook soul food. But yeah, you need to get you the heavy-set black woman who never wears a bra, who boobs are down to her ankle, and she will teach you how to cook soul food, and you'll be straight to go. You'll never need another teacher ever again. Really. I can live with that. If she has those flabby arms, she's a winner. Yep, she has to have the flabby arms. Sorry, that's another thing. She has to have the flabby arms. You do not want somebody with firm arms trying to teach you. No, come on. Afro, am I lying? Am I lying? That's all I'm saying. Am I lying? It's an old joke people used to make saying gingers don't have a soul, which is why he said he kicks. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm sorry for people who's watching and not who's listening and not watching. It's an old joke people used to make saying gingers don't have souls, which is why he says he can't cook soul food. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, wow. Oh, God, that's awful. Black orientation. Yeah. They can do it. They can teach you. Just saying. And that's a myth. Of course it's a myth. You happen to have red hair. How the heck is that connected to your soul? Really? Oh, boy. Oh, no, Parker. You never let me down. I believe you. Trust me, I've heard some stories. I've heard people who are flat out afraid of ginger. Afraid. Like literally scared of seeing them. It's amazing. Flabby arms only for cooking is a myth. No, it's not. It's scientifically proven. That's not true at all. Scientifically proven. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up on the Urban Webster. Look it up. Not a myth. It has been scientifically proven. Thank you, Tracy. Lies, flabby arms for the win. Yep. Yep. All that stirring. All that stirring. All that stirring. You know. Yep. You need that. You need that. Scientifically proven. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and get on up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're Legibitqua.
I appreciate everybody that came out to watch the streaming tonight. And until next time, which will not be next weekend because that's the last weekend of the month. So we'll see you the week after. Till next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace. Also, if you have somebody, have a black person on the grill, they also have to have that one cigarette that's just dangling really, really too close to that grill with the ash just barely hanging on. Those are the best cooks. See you later, everybody.